Hey guys, it's your boy Senadon over here. Today's topic for today, we're going to be talking a little bit on Forex. The pros and cons that I've come across thus far as being a Forex trader. And just towards the end, I would like to also just give you guys a slight property tip. And please be advised, I'm not a financial advisor, but I am just speaking from my own experiences and my own knowledge. And hopefully I can also assist and help you guys along the way. Let's go on to some of the pros and cons of being a Forex trader. So some of the pros that I know of and that I've come across of, and everyone that basically knows of Forex, is basically the money. Like, the money is basically the biggest pro of Forex trading. I think that's why it's also such a big and growing industry, and that's why everyone wants to actually get into Forex trading. And let's see, a few of the other pros that I can think of right at the moment is, yep, that's basically it. The money. So if you like money, Forex is the way for you. On a more serious note, let's look at some of the cons. So the cons that I've actually come across as being a Forex trader is people like to generalize and put traders together. Whereas there are some bad traders, there are some good traders. And at the end of the day, it's just the skill. Like, certain people have different skill sets. There's also like different strategies, and there's also different ways of actually going and approaching the market. So obviously you're gonna get some that are better than others. And at the end of the day, you can't really just generalize trading as in, oh, he's a Forex trader, or I know all about that stuff. Whereas it's actually an industry where there's actually a lot of layers towards it. It's also a very vast and broad industry. Another con that I see is traders like to blame and put the reasons why they're useless at trading on something else, as in brokers, or things were manipulated, or all these other things. At the end of the day, listen here, this is a fully fledged industry. This is a business. There's hedge funds, investment banks, all of these other guys have perfected this thing already. Alright, you're going up against big boys. No one said it would be easy. So at the end of the day, listen here, put that stuff aside. Don't be thinking of this, that, or the other, or making up excuses. Rather, instead, focus on your trading. Man up, nigga. Man up. Another tip I just want to leave you guys with Forex: if you can perfect economics, if you can perfect ping pong, and you can perfect crowd behavior, my friend, you are well on your way to be making those big paychecks. Let me just elaborate on crowd behavior for you guys a little bit, because I'm sure you guys are like, crowd behavior? What's this man talking about? Must I be a sheep? Like what, man? What? Spill the beans. So I'm gonna spill the beans for you. Crowd behavior is basically how are traders taught to trade. Ooh, we're starting to get some confluence. Ooh, we're starting to dabble a little bit closer onto things that you've actually heard but could not understand. So you need to understand, if you can perfect crowd behavior. Crowd behavior is basically how traders are taught. Traders are taught to look for the third test on a trend line, or they're looking for a retest on a trend line once it's been broken, or support and resistance, rules of support and resistance, Fibonacci. And listen here, I'm not isolating any strategies whatsoever. You need to realize that you want to be looking for a point where all sellers are going to be looking to come into the market at that exact same point. All buyers are looking to come into the market at that exact point. And that's basically confluence, and all these strategies can just formulate and just come together and just create a high volume setup that will either go for buy or sell. And I need to tell you guys, at the end of the day, the market is moved by either politics, economics, natural disasters, or terror attacks. It is not moved by technicals, guys. Imagine I can just draw a line here through the middle of nowhere, Sahara Desert or wherever, and expect that entire economy must respect the trend line. You need to realize the trend line and all these other technical factors are literally just going to give you three things. It's just going to give you your entry point, your exit point, and your stop loss point where you want to safeguard and be cut off from that trade. That's the only reason why I use technicals, is literally to get those three things. But other than that, I'm using economics and other factors to actually decide where the market is going. Okay, so that property tip that I just wanted to let you guys know about as well. So we can basically break property down into, you're going to be getting residential property and you can get commercial property as well. So the reason why I am so prone to commercial property and that residential property can basically go and take a hike, reason being is because for commercial property, the rental value that you can actually be charging a business per square meterage. Remember, square meterage is basically like the floor plan and the area that you're actually supplying your renters. So per square meterage for your commercial property and per square meterage for your residential property, you'd need a lot more square meterage on your residential property, and the rental would be so much less. Whereas commercial property, you could literally just subdivide that, guy, as many times as you want. Just cut it up as a slice of cake and just rent it out for even double the prices as that square meterage should be going for at the end of the day. So let me guys just give you a nice example as well. We want to be looking at commercial. You've also purchased this one for R1,000,000, but here's the trick into it. You can literally just subdivide this bad boy. You can actually subdivide this bad boy into, say, 3 parts. Say for instance you subdivide this bad boy into 3 parts. Say for instance you've rented it out to a tailor shop, maybe now a nail and hair studio, and maybe just a slight retail store where they maybe just selling pet food. Already those are your nice 3 businesses on your property of, remember, R1,000,000. Now the general rental is always supposed to be now 10,000 Rand for property that costs actually R1,000,000. So now you're supposed to be charging around about 10,000 Rand rent in total for this property. But guess what? Because you subdivided it, and now because of the square meterage, and it's a retail property, don't forget, you can actually charge each property and each square meterage and each business 5,000 Rand, 5,000 Rand, 5,000 Rand. So at the end of the day, you're coming out with the extra 5,000 Rand, and in total, rental income on this property would be looking at around about 15,000 Rand. And that's what you want to be doing. You want to be looking for ways to actually generate extra profit. But that's not all, folks. I still have more for you. If you purchase this property from a bond, alright, that means bond is basically, it's credit providers, aka banks, basically gave you the money in order to acquire this property. Now this is where the nice part comes into it. If you get a year's lease from each of your tenants on your commercial property, and they sign a year's lease that they're going to be paying you that fixed amount of 5,000 Rand, or you can even include a clause in there that says that yes, you are going to be increasing the rent as you go along. But as long as you get that year-long lease from all 3 of your tenants, the banks will basically look at that property as fully satisfied, fully sustained, whatever word you want to be calling it. They are going to be looking at that property as it's independent on its own, and you're actually going to be opening up the door to buy that exact same property again. And you can actually duplicate that process. And I just hope you guys enjoyed the vlog, but don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, all that lovely stuff, all that good jazz and jazz. And until next time, guys, Senator signing out.